What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. And if you like the stock market and making money, scalping, investing, even crypto, because we will get some crypto on here as well, remember to hit the like button and subscribe before we get started. Now, the day in itself. Interesting day indeed. Today, we finally got that pullback. I talked about the pullback yesterday. We got even more of a pullback today. To be honest, the market really needed it. We've been really gassing up, to say the least. Everybody was prepared for the bull market, especially coming out of March. I think we floored it to this point, but we needed a pullback. We're starting to hit some good support at this moment. A lot of the second tier and even value stocks have really been getting hit extremely hard over the past 2 days. So being said, I think we are just resting up. But also being said, we just had Netflix earnings. They got walloped and they took a nosedive pretty far. So being said, what to expect tomorrow? As far as tomorrow, for earnings, we do have Verizon, we do have Chipotle, we do have Anthem, we have Discover Card, we have a couple tomorrow. We do have Snap on Thursday. Remember, Intel on Thursday as well. I am not really playing any of the rest of the ones for the week. I know next week is big. We got Facebook, we got, I believe, Apple's next week as well. We got Tesla. We got a lot of the big ones, big names next week. So that's something to keep in mind. Those are the things I'm trying to play. I know Tesla in itself wanted to run so bad today, but it kept being held back by the market in itself. The market wanted to sell. It had that in mind, and it wasn't going to stop. Now, being said, let me go ahead and pull up the chart. And let's pull up the old watch list, what we got for tomorrow. Tesla, as always, trying to play earnings. I think Tesla, again, like I said, it wanted to really go today. The whole market in general was just selling off. So I think everything was just really liquidating. I think a lot of people are moving money around, especially when it comes to crypto and everything else. So Tesla, I think that was the only thing holding back. But actually, when I pull up the chart, you'll notice that it did retest the breakout that we just had, which is good to see. So that is extremely bullish in my opinion. Coin actually just came out with the options today. I grabbed a Leap for 2023, and I must say that Leap in itself, the supply and demand for Coin is extremely high. Maybe not so much for Coin in itself, for the company Coinbase, but I think it's more primarily because of the fact what it represents. Like when BYND came out, it represented the plant-based community essentially, and so it's the same with Coin. It's essentially representing the crypto community in itself, and that's why I think the demand is extremely high for Coin. That's why I wanted to get a Leap. That's why I've been talking about the Leaps for crypto. Facebook daily looks good, and all the rest of these are pretty much good on the daily, plus earnings. I think a good majority of these have earnings next week. But being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Overall market, again, sold off pretty hard. It did hold today. One thing I wanted to actually look at is we still got some room. I think we could still go down to that 406, 407 mark. I think it's still a possibility. A retest would be really good in my opinion. If we could get a retest, it will help us with some bullish action on the way up. So I would expect, especially with Facebook kind of nosediving today, that we would get a pretty strong push up after the fact, especially going into next week. We do have the Fed, which is kind of odd to have the biggest earnings week plus the Fed on top of it. So it'll be an interesting week next week. But all being said, if everything hits on all cylinders next week, it could really propel this market to all-time highs. QQQ, again, pretty beat down, but coming close to that retest 332. Again, if we get a good pullback to there, I think we get a nice, very bullish move out of there. So again, something else to keep in mind and something I am watching. Tesla today, this is what I'm talking about. I had the wedge here today. We actually came up. It wanted to run so bad today. I actually scalped it a couple different times today. No big profits. It wanted to go and it didn't. It did come back and retest perfectly. I didn't take anything overnight. I'm still holding shares, but ultimately I do want to get back in this before next week, hopefully. So we'll see how that plays out. But Tesla does look extremely good on again on the daily. Again, it broke out, actually entered it back on this retest. It started to push up, but it just wouldn't go. And then again, we considered to consolidate. Netflix dropped, and so after hours we got a little bit of a pullback. But Tesla is holding this level extremely well, which is good to see, because all this consolidation here at this point just means it's going to be a bigger move out of this. The next one I got is Coin today. Again, on the daily, it is a new IPO, so just be aware of that. But it's been holding this level extremely well. Options came out today. I did end up actually grabbing the leap here on the second candle, I believe it was. But nonetheless, it dipped pretty hard. But that leap is held up really well. The demand for this particular stock is extremely high, and those the premiums for that 2023 leap is extremely high. So I'm excited to see that, especially watching the contract and to see. I didn't even lose anything when it dipped way down here. It was still well in the green. Actually jumped up. The stock actually, the option contract actually doubled within minutes after I got it. So I didn't sell. I should have sold and rebought back in, but I didn't. But nonetheless, I am holding this one out. I want to see. I think just cryptos themselves have got a big couple months coming. And that being said, I think coin will represent that again. And there's a lot of extremely high price targets. Another, I think there was a 450 price target that just came out today as well. So I'm watching coin. I think there's going to be a big move out of this and holding that leap. I may even consider grabbing another leap tomorrow if we do continue to consolidate down here as the market sells off, especially if the market is selling off and this is holding. I do want to grab another leap in coin. Facebook is the other one. Again, holding this level very well. I know Facebook will get a move off of Snap. If Snap does well, I think Facebook will jump quite a bit today. I know there was news today, but there's another wedge being created here on Facebook. But this wedge on Facebook, if we open up tomorrow, this will actually be good because you do have the support here, which I like to see. If it does break above this, I can see this running against the all-time high. So that's why I want to keep Facebook on watch tomorrow. Square, I like. Again, it's holding support, and same thing as Facebook. I want to see where the next daily candle opens up. I know a lot of these stocks have been taking a lot of beat downs, but the thing is Square and crypto and everything. Crypto's been pushing, I think, playing a lot more onto the stocks and everything, especially with Dogecoin and stuff that's been going on. So being said, I think if we continue to hold this tomorrow, I think it would be a good entry, especially for earnings. I believe earnings is actually coming up really soon too. I think it's actually in the first week of May, to be honest, with Square. So I think we could see another major run up on this one, especially if it continues to hold here. Again, solid support for Square. PayPal is the other one. I don't typically bring up PayPal because I typically pay Square a lot more. But being said, PayPal looks good. Again, same thing. It looks like we got a bullish flag developing. You can kind of see it on the hourly. On the daily, same thing. Looking for a breakout here. It looks like it actually broke through. A little bit of a dramatic, maybe it didn't break out yet, but it's holding support here. This daily support is sitting at the 261 mark. Be watching this tomorrow on the daily and see where it stands. But PayPal is another one. Again, crypto continues to run. I think every company that is holding crypto or deals with crypto will run with it. I think it's going to play a major factor in the coming months, if not coming years. Docu is the next one I have. Docu on the daily, again, hit support really well here. As long as it continues to hold this 218.54, I think we can get another big jump up. Another big jump up and get another run. Again, we are looking right at the 200. Again, you don't want it to really break this 200 moving average. in my opinion. I think once it gets below that, then we kind of get more of a sell state at that point. But if it does hold this, I can see this pushing back up, trying to make up some ground to retest that all-time high. CME is the next one I have. The consolidation on this is actually really good to see. On the daily, again, it looks like we're kind of wedging here. But the consolidation is definitely there. It's definitely holding all the EMAs right now, which is good to see. I can see a big move coming out of here. I think the biggest thing with this one is to actually check about any possible events coming up. I think if there's an event that comes up, you can get a really explosive move out of this on CME. So that's something to keep on watch. AI is something I don't know quite much about. I know it's a new IPO. From what I've heard, I guess it's pretty close to Palantir, but I haven't really done a lot of due diligence on this one. It is below everything. It's been beaten down quite a bit. I know there's a lot of stocks that could possibly, if you're going for investing, I think right now would be a good time to be buying in those stocks that you truly believe in. AI, I think would be good for a long-term play. I wanted to bring it up though, because it is beaten down quite a bit. And considering it went to 183 all-time high, it's not saying it can go back up there, but there is the possibility of that. It is starting to consolidate, which is something that's really interesting. And I wanted to bring up again. It definitely has to prove it. It could go back all the way down. I mean, if it IPO'd here at the 95 mark, I think this is. Let me see here. 20-year. Yeah, it's already below IPO price, so that's something to keep in mind. Definitely be careful with this one, but something I want to keep a watch on, especially if we do try to break above this 200 again. It might be best to wait till it gets back over the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. Once it gets over that, get back in and look for a move up back to all-time highs if possible. So being said, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also remember, there's a lot going on right now. We're back into some chop. I think there's a big change in the economy. Oil crashed today as well, so that could have been a part of why we sold off so bad. The pullback was needed. It was much needed even before even know anything about oil today. But oil did crash pretty hard today, so that could have been what was the downfall for today. But keep in mind, manage risk. Time is your friend. Remember that. Be patient is the other one. Those two tools in itself will get you far in this game. So until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.